He's going to pull the rabbit out of the hat at some point. And those old school guys, they got tricks, man. They're going to step on your feet. They're going to elbow you using forearms.
You know, I got to be in there with him. I got to be able to, you know, his arm reach, his size, his power, the way he moving and things like that. I just got to adapt as I fight.
Two different styles of fighters, two different styles of training. One in which Mike Tyson's fighting 2-minute rounds.
Calvin believed in me. Calvin believed in me no matter what. That's what was the important piece of me staying focused and I know I have somebody that's counting on fight him. I think it's going to be a great event. Every time I fight is fireworks. Boxing wins come November the 14th. We just giving boxing what it needs, and that's excitement.
Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul. Two names from completely different universes, now orbiting toward the same explosive collision on Netflix's biggest ever boxing showcase.
What is Jake gonna do to Tank?
Jake's got the power, he's got the size.
But he got them hands.
On one side, you've got Tank Davis, the Baltimore powerhouse with lightning in his fists and a reputation built on pure destruction. On the other, Jake Paul, the YouTuber who turned self-belief into business, then business into a combat career that nobody, not even boxing's gatekeepers, can keep ignoring. But here's where things get wild. This isn't just a fight. It's a cultural event, a test of what boxing has become in the streaming age. A world champion defending his pride against a digital disruptor defending his empire. And before we go any deeper, be sure to leave a like and subscribe because this is gonna be a good one. And I have to ask, seriously, as a fight fan, what are we even watching here? Some call it genius, others call it a circus. Coach and fans, they can't stop talking about it because this showdown is dividing the entire boxing world, from old school purists to new age promoters.
Look, man, Jake's gonna squash him.
Gervonta Davis is a professional boxer. Jake a professional delusional.
Tank is gonna knock him out, period.
Have you seen Jake's right hook? He's got this one.
That boy can't beat his way out of a wet paper bag.
It's the kind of matchup that makes people ask, is boxing evolving or selling its soul? Let's break down how we got here and why everyone from Abel Sanchez to Teddy Atlas has weighed in on this insane crossover fight that's got Netflix, Hollywood, and the entire combat sports industry watching closely. When legendary trainer Abel Sanchez spoke about this fight, his words instantly lit up headlines.
You know what, as a fight fan, I don't like the fight, but as a coach, I think it's a good move for Tank Davis. I mean, I've seen too many kids go out of this sport with not a cent in their pocket. And I think that if Tank Davis takes advantage of a big payday like that, I think it's a ridiculous fight as far as a fight fan. But as a coach, I understand it. You have to take care of your own.
As a fight fan, I don't like it, he said. But as a coach, I understand it. That quote perfectly sums up the tension around Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul. Sanchez didn't hold back. He called it a ridiculous fight from a sporting perspective, but admitted it's a brilliant business decision. Because let's be honest, Tank Davis isn't just stepping into a boxing ring. He's stepping into a marketing machine.
As much as we hate it, it hasn't become really a sport. It's become a financial sport. So he took it because it's 5-6 times more than he's going to make with Lamont Roach.
According to Sanchez, Davis is earning 5 to 6 times what he'd make defending against another top contender like Lamont Roach. And he's not wrong. In an era where streaming services are reshaping sports, boxing isn't about the belts anymore. It's about brand. It's about who can command the spotlight, who can sell the story, and who can create the biggest moment in an industry that thrives on spectacle.
That makes sense. I mean, anybody, ask anybody if they have a choice, they're going to take the money. Of course. He's got to take care of his people. He's got to take care of himself. He's got to take care of his future. That's the smartest thing to do. As a fight fan, I don't like it. But as a coach, I understand it.
Sanchez pointed out that fighters today have to think like entrepreneurs. Few voices carry more weight in boxing analysis than Teddy Atlas, and when he spoke about this matchup, he gave fans a reality check that's hard to ignore.
And the way he can punch, Jake might be doing a dance, you know what I mean? Not voluntarily either. But we'll get into that more later. The thing that I'm talking about right here is what you said. It was stark. The size difference was really, you couldn't ignore it.
Atlas admitted Davis is giving up size, reach, and weight, but said don't count him out. He might need a ladder to do it, Atlas joked, but if Tank hits him on the chin, don't overlook it. He explained that while Jake Paul is physically larger, Davis's precision, technique, and ring IQ are on another level. This isn't just about whether you have the power to knock someone out, Atlas said. It's about whether you have the expertise, the delivery system, to land the shot that matters. In other words, power without purpose means nothing. Davis has spent years perfecting his timing, while Jake is still mastering the basics under pressure.
We understand the talent difference, the experience difference. We understand all of that. But the size, the pure, and we understand small guys can beat big guys. We just saw Crawford do it to Canelo, but a little different. The size difference was, it was eye-catching.
But Atlas didn't count Jake out either. He acknowledged that Paul has improved, that his fundamentals are sharper, and his size could be a real problem if Davis gets reckless. Anyone can knock out anyone if they land clean, Atlas said. But landing clean on a world-caliber fighter like Tank? That's a whole different story. So while fans are arguing online, Atlas put it simply. This fight is technique versus reach, mastery versus marketing. And yet, others in the boxing world say this fight shouldn't even be happening in the first place.
Talking about this enough. The fact that it's not a real fight, it's an exhibition. And people always talk about Jake setting up his fights. I personally don't think Jake sets up his fights. I think, there's sanctioned fights and, you're risking a federal crime if you set up a sanctioned fight. So I personally don't think, when I watch it, I don't. I just think he's fighting opponents that, are not with it anymore or are too small for him and whatnot.
Former world champion Paulie Malignaggi didn't mince words when asked about this fight. It's not a real fight. It's an exhibition, a circus, he said on his show Froch on Fighting. Malignaggi revealed that the bout isn't sanctioned, meaning there will be no official belts, rankings, or even betting lines attached. You can't bet on an exhibition, he said, and that changes everything. It's entertainment, not competition. He compared it to the early Tyson exhibition that had to be turned into a sanctioned bout just to let fans wager on it.
But in this situation, it is an exhibition. So you've got to keep in mind that this could be set up. This could be like WWE. This one could be set up. I don't know. I'm not saying it is, but this is not a sanctioned fight, champ. This is an exhibition. And an exhibition means you cannot bet on it. You cannot bet on the result. If you remember, this is why they changed the Mike Tyson fight from an exhibition to a real fight, because they realized, an exhibition, you could stage it and they couldn't take bets on it.
Malignaggi warned, could be all kinds of crazy, a show, not a sport. But here's the twist. That's exactly what Netflix wants. The streaming giant isn't selling sport, it's selling spectacle. For the platform, this fight isn't about rankings or sanctioning, it's about viewers, clicks, and global conversation. And whether you call it a circus or the future, it's working. Every major outlet, from ESPN to TMZ, is covering it. Still, even inside the so-called circus, there's real danger. Because for Davis, this isn't a joke. It's his reputation on the line. Even the boxing community itself can't decide what to make of this matchup.
Less than a month away, may the best man lose.
If Tank loses that fight definitively, like if he gets knocked out or Jake really beats him, does that impact his legacy?
Not at all.
No?
No.
So if Jake knocks him out, it means nothing?
No, he'll just impact his bank account.
Former unified champion Teofimo Lopez shrugged off the controversy, saying it doesn't impact his legacy, it just impacts his bank account. Lopez sees it as a smart payday, nothing more. In his words, may the best man lose. But Claressa Shields, one of the most decorated fighters in boxing history, had a more measured take.
I don't care what nobody say. Gervonta got skills out this world. He's a scary dude. He's scary. Ain't no way he say he supposed to come back and get Shakur, Devin, Ryan, Teofimo, whoop all these niggas ass. He like, I'm about to retire after I fight Jake.
She praised Davis's out-of-this-world skills and his scary power, but warned that he still has a lot to prove. On the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, Shields said 2 names could really test Tank: Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. Both have the technique and defense to frustrate him, she said, but added that if they step too close, it could be a long night.
No, I don't let nobody talk about me like that. The way that Shakur disrespect him, the way that Devin talked to him, the way that Ryan, he already knocked out Ryan. The way that these dudes be talking, he supposed to come back and get them. He the man, right? He who everybody say is the best. I ain't leaving no food on the table. When I'm done boxing, I'm whooping all these girls' ass. They all getting beat. You said you can beat me? Oh, okay, I'm gonna figure out a way to fucking get you. You just wait.
Her message was clear. Davis is a generational talent, but greatness isn't something you maintain by fighting influencers. And that's what makes this fight so fascinating. For some, it's a cash grab. For others, it's career suicide. But for Davis, it might be something deeper, a mental and emotional reset before chasing true unification glory. Behind the polished Instagram stories and viral press clips, Jake Paul's training camp looks nothing like his previous ones. This time, the YouTube showman has gone completely dark, shutting out distractions, ditching celebrity appearances, and surrounding himself with people who actually understand boxing at its highest level. And one name caught everyone off guard: Shakur Stevenson. Yes, the 3-division world champion known for surgical defense and technical precision has joined Jake Paul's camp.
We have world champions, Raymond Ford in the 130-pound weight class. We got Montana Lovin. Shakur Stevenson is coming in this week. So just sparring against guys on their level and people who have been doing this their whole entire lives. But we're really focusing on speed and not as much on power. I'm not doing as much like weightlifting and all of that stuff. I'm actually trying to lose some muscle so that I have less weight and so that my punches are coming off faster.
Jake himself confirmed it during an interview with TMZ Sports. Shakur knows how to neutralize Tank's power. That's exactly what I need. This move alone sent shockwaves through the boxing community. Shakur and Gervonta have had years of quiet tension, mutual respect mixed with rivalry. For Jake to bring him in, that's not just strategy, it's psychological warfare. Stevenson, for his part, seemed intrigued by the opportunity. On social media, he posted, "Fire. Get a chance to pick a great business mind and give some game in the process. I'm down." It's a rare collaboration, a young champion lending his expertise to an influencer who, against all odds, has forced the fight world to take him seriously. But what's most telling is Jake's own mindset going into this. For the first time in his career, he's admitting fear, not on camera for drama, but in raw honesty. Actually, internally, I'm the most scared I've ever been. Jake told TMZ Sports. That statement reveals something different about him now. The cocky bravado has softened into awareness. He knows who he's stepping in with. Not a retired MMA fighter, not an aging legend, but a prime, active world champion. According to insiders, Paul's camp has been relentless. He's sparring with elite southpaws to mimic Davis's angles and explosiveness. His diet, sleep, and even his social media usage are being tightly monitored by his team. There's no room for error. Recent interview, Davis said something that made even his critics pause. "My headspace now is way better than before. That's the only thing that matters."
My headspace that I'm in now is way better than what I was before, and that's the only thing that matters to me.
Those words weren't just casual. They carried weight. Because for Davis, mental clarity has always been the missing piece. His career has been littered with distractions. Legal troubles, public scrutiny, strained relationships with promoters. Yet now, heading into a fight that could define the next chapter of his life, he's calm, collected, focused. People close to him say he's found a balance that was never there before. Instead of letting the noise define him, he's tuned it out completely. He trains in silence, posts sparingly, and talks only when necessary. That transformation didn't happen overnight. It came from reflection, and maybe even regret. Davis knows that at this level, talent alone isn't enough. Against someone like Jake Paul, who has youth, size, and media manipulation on his side, the mental edge could be everything. Tank explained his mindset in another interview. All this, his size, his power, the way he moves, I just got to adapt. Every time I fight, it's fireworks. That adaptability is what separates him from the rest. He's not obsessed with proving Jake doesn't belong. He's focused on proving he still rules. And yet, that calmness might also be his biggest risk, because a too-composed fighter can be blindsided by unpredictability. Davis may have mastered his emotions, but Jake Paul thrives on chaos. So the question becomes, when the lights flash and the crowd roars, will Davis' new piece hold, or will the old fire return? For all the memes, the debates, and the noise, this fight has real consequences. Because what's at stake isn't just a win, it's the definition of boxing itself in 2025.
At the end of the day, I gave this little guy an opportunity. He should be thanking me. I'm paying him. I'm his boss. He reports to me, and I'm going to fucking son him on November 14th. So fuck you, little man.
You paying me? Are you paying me?
Yeah.
100%? 100%. Facts?
Correct.
Yes? Correct?
Correct. I'm your daddy.
If Gervonta Davis wins, traditional boxing breathes a sigh of relief. The purists will celebrate. The balance of power restored. The world champion beats the influencer. Order returns. Davis's legacy stays intact, and his reputation as a pound-for-pound elite remains untouchable. But if Jake Paul wins, the sport changes forever. An influencer will have beaten an active world champion on a global streaming stage. Every fighter, promoter, and network will have to rethink what boxing even means. It would make influencer boxing not just popular, but legitimate. And for Netflix, this fight is everything. A win-win either way. If Davis dominates, it's a dramatic redemption arc. If Jake shocks the world, it's the biggest viral moment in combat sports history. And the streaming platform proves it can outshine pay-per-view. Money, fame, and credibility all converge here. It's a collision between old-school legacy and new-age leverage. And both men know the weight of that moment. No matter how this ends, one truth is clear. The sport of boxing will never look the same after this. At the end of the day, this isn't just about who lands the knockout. It's about who walks away owning the story that defines a generation. Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul is more than a fight. It's a symbol of two eras colliding. Legacy versus leverage, skill versus spectacle, tradition versus transformation. When that first bell rings, it won't just be about punches, it'll be about pride, perception, and the power of reinvention. Because in this new world of boxing, the spotlight doesn't just reward the strongest, it rewards the smartest. And when the lights go out, only one question will remain. Did the champ protect the sport, or did the showman redefine it? Let me know in the comments who you think takes it, the champion or the showman, because whatever happens next, this is going to be wild. All right, guys, for the best updates on boxing news, moments, events, and actions, subscribe to Knockout Updates and turn on notifications to never miss out on quality content, and check out our other videos. Until next time, peace out.